Hey y'all, welcome back to the shop for part 2 of this Sand Pro 14 made by Toro. Today we're going to do the what are we going to do today? Oh, we're going to do the valve adjustment. We're going to change the governor arm, put the carburetor on it to adjust that linkage all up, and if we got time we're going to do the oil change, points change, and change the hydraulic filter. So if y'all like this, hang out and we'll get you turned around here and get you set up and show you what we got going on down here. Alright guys, I'm going to try not to kick you all around and stuff, but this is a tight spot for you, me, and the camera, so and I'm hoping I can keep my hands out of the way for y'all can see what we're doing. What we're going to start out doing here is the we're going to remove the valve cover right here, and this governor arm come off later, but I'm going to move this as the valve cover here. It's behind the carburetor. I do have the carburetor removed. We're replacing the carburetor, but it just makes it easier to get in here and see what's going on. So start out by taking this nut off of here. Now, there's about 3 pieces to this cover, so start out. There's the outer cover. Here's the inner piece. This is like a little filter material here, which I got a new one of those because that's pretty well shot. You gotta take this little rubber spacer out. Take that out. That's the outer part of the reed valve here. I do have new gaskets, so and pop this out, and this is your PCV valve, positive crankcase pressure valve, and all it is it's got a couple reeds in here, you know, that equalize the pressure in the crankcase so you don't build up too much pressure in there and start blowing gaskets and stuff. So alright, a little bit dark in there for you guys, but you can kind of see up here, right here. Actually, let me get the camera up a little bit higher so you guys can see down in. We'll bring you right back. Alright y'all, hopefully you got a little better angle here. To adjust these valves, if you look right in here, this, you'll see a flat on here. Hopefully you guys can see it well enough. And then right above it there's a bolt that like goes down in there. That's a 7/16. This is a half. I recommend you have thin wrenches to do this, but you can get them with the regular thick ones. The intake, I already done checked them once, but I'll show you again. The intake, which is this one over here, you slide it right on top of that nut right there, and it's tight on a 10, and this is between 8 and 10 thousandths, so there you go. Got some resistance on it, so she's just a little tighter than 10. And the other side, the exhaust, is between 17 and 19 thousandths. And we're pretty close to that right now. This is a 17. There's not a whole lot of resistance on that one. And the 19, I'm sorry, that was a 10 millimeter or 10 thousandths. But yeah, there's the 19. There wasn't a whole lot of resistance on that. And there's the 17, and we got decent resistance on that. So those are good. I'll show you guys here. I'll put my wrenches in here and show you what I'm talking about. And let me get my little 7/16 in here. Get that turned around, and you can spin those without adjusting them. So There's that. See, you got both your wrenches on there, and then you just turn them one way or the other, you know, and you'll get the setting you need, though. And it's a lot of trial and error because it doesn't take much to turn them to adjust them. So not enough resistance on the 17, and we're getting good drag on that 19. So I'm gonna turn it just a hair more to get it just a little tighter, and we'll call her good. Oh, and I got it on the exhaust stroke. I tested it on the top dead center of the intake stroke to do the intake, and top dead center on the exhaust stroke to do the exhaust. So like I said, it doesn't take much to adjust them. So I think we're going to call that good, guys. So there you go. I don't think you guys need to see me putting this breather and stuff back on here. I'm just going to clean it up good with some brake clean and replace this, what they call the filter. This is probably original to the motor, or damn close to it. So alright, well, we'll bring y'all back when we get on to do the points. Alright guys, got those parts all cleaned up. I'm going to go ahead and put it back together. There are 3 gaskets that go on here. I already got the one in the back there. When you put these back together on these K series, there's one that says top. See that little hole right there? That has to be at the bottom to let the oil drain back into the crankcase. So we're going to slip this back in here like this. That goes in like that. And then we're going to put the reed valve back in there. That goes in there like that. Make sure it covers both holes up. And then this piece goes in like this. And that holds the reed valve back tight against. And then we're going to put this little rubber spacer on there. Make sure that's alright. We got our new, whatever you want to call that thing, breather element or whatever. Now the gasket that I'm going to use on the outside, oops, it's supposed to have a centerpiece that runs the top to the bottom. It's to keep it centered when you put this outer case on, but I don't have one of them, but this will work just fine. You just got to hold it in place and make sure you get it slid back in. Make sure the gasket doesn't move, and just thread your nut on. Make sure you're, yep, see my gasket just slipped there. I've lost my ratchet. I'm losing everything today, guys. Anyways, get that gasket back up in place, tighten that nut up, and it's good to go. So next we'll move on to doing the points down there at the bottom. So bring y'all back. Alright, one thing I did forget to mention, guys, when you're taking this nut off the first time, sometimes this stud will come out of the block. Ain't no big deal. Just break it loose, break the nut loose, thread it back in there, and it'll all be good. So just thought I better tell you all that, just to make sure whenever you go to, if you ever do one yourself, if that comes out, like I said, it's not a big deal. You know, just it threads right back in the block. So alright, now we're going to get set up to do the points. Alright, y'all, we're going to do the points next. This is your points cover. This wire here comes down from the coil, goes in the side over here on the side. Clean these off real good on the outside before you open them up. I'm going to spray it down with a little brake clean and a rag, wipe it down, just to keep from getting stuff contaminated on the inside. These are actually located just below and to the left of the valve cover. You can't miss it. It's a square box there, a couple screws on it. So I'm going to get it cleaned up, and I'll bring you back and when I get the cover off of it. Well, I'll tell you first, there's a screw down here at the bottom, down here, and then one at the top. So now I'll shut the camera off and get that cover cleaned up and bolt off and show you the points on the inside. Alright guys, here's the points. This is the wire that's coming in. Right here on the very end, there's a little rubber boot that goes in the bottom left corner of that points cover. Make sure you get that slid back up in there when you put the cover back on. It does help keep the dirt and grime and everything else out of there. To get these points off, again, there's a screw up top here and a screw down here at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and pull those off, and we'll get the new points out. Oh, you got to take this little screw loose here, get that wire out of there first, then you can take those two screws out. So we'll go ahead and get that done, and we'll bring you back whenever we're ready to put the new ones on. Alright y'all, I got the points out. I want to show you. Don't take that screw all the way out. That one right there, this has a spring on there that comes up, and that's where that wire attaches. I gave that thing, maybe a half a turn, 3/4 a turn, and the screw come flying out of that hole. And your new points will come with one, but don't take that screw all the way out. The wire should have a split end on it like that, where you can just turn it a little bit and get it out. Definitely, like I said again, somebody's been in here. Another reason I can tell is this wire here is not down in there. Let's see if you guys can it'll focus on there. This wire has some little hair sticking out of there. If that contacts that case, that'll make your points not work. So I'm going to try to see if I can't do something with that and get that fixed a little better, and then we'll bring you all back. Alright guys, before you install these, I always I got a little file here, take it in there, just clean them just clean them up a little bit. Doesn't take much, you're not trying to take the burn marks or anything off. You're just wanting a nice clean surface, that's all. You can use Emercloth, sandpaper, whatever you want, but I always just touch them up a little bit before I put them on, just to make sure that they're going to be good. So alright, I'm also going to show you here, after you get them on, they'll actually be on the unit like this. To adjust them, you loosen this screw right here, this little Phillips screw, and then you can stick a screwdriver in here and move them back and forth. I'm just showing you guys now, just in case that there's a better look at it. Like I said, you can stick a screwdriver right in there, move them back and forth. I'm just showing you guys now because I'm not going to be able to get the camera in there to show you what I'm doing, but we will get them gapped and everything. The other thing is too, while you have these off, make sure this pin right here, this is your points pin, this one right here, make sure it moves in and out freely. It's not stuck or anything. I've seen lots of points be stuck out, be open, be gapped, and can't get them to run. You check it, and that pin is stuck. And also make sure that there's no excessive slop back and forth. You can actually pull it all the way out if you want, clean it up, put it back in that hole. So there's that. Alright, I'm going to move the camera around here a little bit, get these things installed, and then show you setting the gap on them. So we'll bring you all back. Alright guys, got you kind of zoomed in here on the points. I got it, the new ones installed. Got the motor rode over to the low point, I guess you would call it, of the cam lobe. The points should be closed, but if you see here, they're not. They're pretty well tight. So I'm going to loosen that little set screw I showed you guys and let them come closed on my feeler gauge here. And it's 20 thousandths. Maybe if I can get the screwdriver in there. There we go. Loosen them up. Okay, they just come closed on it. Snug it back shut. I moved it. So I'm going to open it back up again. Alright, I got them just about snug. Now I need to take my little screwdriver, wherever I laid it down at. It's on the other side of the motor. Put it in that little slot there and push them shut. Yep. I don't know if you guys seen that or not, but it moved a little bit. Let me go back the other way with it. Just a hair. Oh. It's a little too tight. This is just a fine adjustment here. Okay, there we go. Actually a little bit too tight. I'm going to try to bump it just a hair. Too much. You guys can see this is just finite here on this. Trying to get these just right. Alright, we got it right there. So I can go ahead and lock them down. I'll double check them afterwards. Good and tight. Put my feeler gauge back in there. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So now I can roll the motor over. Alright, y'all, I'm going to spin this over. You can watch them points open and close. There we go. Open and closing as they should. So. Alright, got them all set, so we'll move on to the next thing. So double check them again here. perfect. So, alrighty guys, there you go. We've got the points installed. I'm gonna go ahead and put this cover back on. I got it all cleaned up. Oop, a little too close for you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and put this cover back on there. I didn't have any liquid electrical tape. Couldn't find it. I do have some, I just can't find it. So I put a little bit of electrical tape around it. And I'm gonna slide that thing back up in there. You know, it goes up in there like that. It'll actually spin around stuff on that wire. So we'll get that back in there, get this cover back on, and we'll move on to the next step. Alright y'all, I'm going to end this video here. We got the valve cover, or sorry, got the valves adjusted, got the valve cover all cleaned up and reinstalled, got the points installed, gapped, set on them. I'm just trying to keep these videos a little shorter for y'all. It helps me with the editing, it helps you guys stay interested in them. I'm sorry they're multi-partied then, but you know, like I said, I'm just trying to make it easier for you all. You don't have to sit through a half-hour of a video of me stammering and stuttering and, you know, looking like an idiot. So, but I do appreciate you all watching them, everything. So, that'll do it for this one. We'll catch you on the next one. The next one we're going to definitely install the carburetor and the governor linkage. And depending on how long it takes to do that, we'll do the service on it, which is just basically the oil change now, spark plug, change the hydraulic filter, and I think there's a couple grease points on this thing. I'll have to look in the book to find out for sure. But as always, thank you all for watching. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button over there. It's for free, don't cost you anything. Click the little bell to get all the notifications for everything I do out here in the garage, in the kitchen, or out tractor pulling, or whatever we're doing, you know, here, there, and everywhere else. So, you all have a great day. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, don't forget it. My weekly live stream, Sunday nights, 7 p.m. Come on in, chat, hang out, see what we're talking about. The topic always changes. And I guess that'll do it for today. Catch you all later. Bye.